My name is Marta. I'm from Palermo in Sicily. Actually, when I was 19 years old, I left Sicily, Palermo, but I've always come back to my homeland, let's say. And in the past 2-3 years, I'm based again in Sicily. But during these 15 years, I was living in other cities, and especially in the Middle East. I studied Arabic and history, contemporary history of Middle East. Today I'm a journalist. I'm an independent researcher focused on Middle East politics, cultures, and gender issues. I hold a PhD in gender studies in the Middle East, and I'm also an activist within Mediterranean network called Alarm Phone, which is a hotline for migrants traveling from different countries, from Morocco to Spain, or from Libya, Tunisia, Algeria to Italy, from Turkey to Greece. So basically migrants and refugees coming to Europe through different borders. As a journalist, I traveled to many of Middle East, North African countries, and I always worked with community-based association, and not just trying not to engage on a mainstream media journalism, but I try to build the relationships, and this is also the reason why I founded an association in my own city in Palermo 10 years ago. And also I try to engage in different forms of arts and activism that can give different meaning and value to journalism. Cultural actors from both sides of the Mediterranean can really change the representation. There is unfortunately prejudice from both sides, and there is a matter of powers, and there is a matter of ignorance or lack of opportunities. So cultural actors are at the core of a possibility of change. Of course, we can all, as journalists, as cultural actors, we can say, but we own also political responsibility. But I feel that there is a level when we cannot decide. We can demonstrate against war, but we can't stop wars. We can demonstrate or create public performances against racism, against military occupation, but there is a level of decisions makers that affects human beings, and basically we all feel at different levels oppressed by a lack of political responsibility towards human beings. A collective answer to the contemporary sufferance of the world, I think, can be through networks that engage in practical actions. That means political actions, that means actions together with people who are more affected. That means long-term engagement with people. That means possibility of exchange, but also do together. We can have different ways of being, at the same time reflecting, imagining, but also doing something really practical. Solidarity means everything in my work. I don't like to be just a journalist, like going, taking, coming back, write, publish. This is not the way I'm working. That's why I started from learning the language and then after years of working in organization, working in research, then at the end, after 10 years, I decided to just work in journalism, but with a different approach that is not just taking. Solidarity means, as I'm doing, we are doing with a collective network alarm phone, means to be present for the people who are traveling. And I think that people traveling towards Europe or towards a safer country that is our own is a right that is missed. It should be one of the universal human rights that you can move from a place to another. Since this right is denied, solidarity means I am the privileged one. I can travel, I can move, I have these opportunities. I offer you a support. Can be a word, can be buying a train ticket, can be let you know some people that can help you in shining in your new life. So solidarity, it's really and keep in touch, build the relationships. I think there is a need to educate to solidarity. It can be a spontaneous feeling. It can be also educational practice. This can be part also of the cultural actors, of course.